This is Extra Bits on the 8-Bit Cat Show. We're going to talk about some bits. Tom's up first.
My bits hurt. Ow.
I only got one bit today. One big bit.
A big old bit?
Yeah, it's long.
And hard.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm so tired.
Wow. No, it's not hard. It's a video. Jesus. Wow. Get your mind out of the gutter. No, it's about a guy that was banned from The Price is Right.
Poor
For life?
For life. He is no longer allowed to go to The Price is Right. So it started back a couple of years ago when Bob Barker was still, in his prime. And basically a guy caught on to the fact that a lot of their prices were the same in different episodes.
They rotate a lot of the same products through on their the mini game things.
Yeah, like all the guessing games, and even in their mini games and in the actual final bids,
Really?
final showcases. Yeah, so he basically started off where he made like a spreadsheet of his own and notated all the different types of armoires and TVs and cars and all this other crazy crap, and decided to go to a taping. And the way the tapings work is you actually just stand outside the studio, and then they allow a bunch of people in. They get your name and everything like that. Then you go sit, and then they just randomly draw you from the crowd, and you get the chance to come in. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll just go and I'll try it out. So the first time he goes to the thing, he sees an armoire, some dresser or something that he knows the price on.
Yeah.
And he literally is out in the middle of the crowd, and you can see him on TV going like $545. And then like all of a sudden, like, a bunch of people are yelling and stuff. And then they're like, and the original price, $545. And he's just like, in the background, but everybody else, someone like looks at him like, holy shit, like he called it.
It's like, I know this.
Yeah. And I mean, he was calling him all the time. And then at some point in time, he finally got on the show.
Like, actually got to go up to the podium.
He actually became
come on down.
Yeah, he got that chance, but before that, like, he actually had it to where he was helping other contestants get onto the show. Like, people were noticing that he was.
So he'd sit in the audience all the time.
He would sit in the audience. He would come to the shows just to enjoy it.
People would look back and they're like, "Where's the guy?
Where is he?"
All right,
yeah, and then there was one big show that he was on that he didn't get to participate in, but he was basically helping people out, and like the showrunners knew about it, and even Bob Barker addressed him. Like, it was like, oh, you're taking your cues from over there, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, like all that other stuff. And there was a bunch of shit that went down, because afterwards he ended up getting on the show, got through all of his mini games.
And won a bunch of shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he ended up going to the wheel, and he spun, and then he got beat out by a veteran or something, or some guy in the military. And then that was his, I think his last time ever playing the game on The Price is Right. But he would go to other tapings, and he would be like almost like a stand-in celebrity, where he'd come in and he would say, hey, like, this is the price and stuff, and just a bunch of random stuff. And then when Drew Carey came on, they actually didn't air an episode of The Price is Right because somebody actually won both showcases, and it was like too spot on that it looked like cheating from the crowd, because like a group of them like started doing, and that's that group that you said that like the husband and wife, they were a part of that group, so they all like got banned, like all of them, because they literally thought that they were cheating because the inner workings after Bob was let go because he was getting old.
A lot of it, yeah. They
took out the producers and all this other stuff, so they thought that it was like an inner strife with the people who would come into the show to kind of make it fun, and the old producers who were trying to like let them cheat. So they banned them all for life for this, even though like he was like, I've been doing it for years. Like, I'm just glad that somebody's finally listening to my story,
Wow.
Like me being a badass, like calling the prices right. And I mean, it was pretty spot on. Even this stuff that he didn't know, he could kind of guesstimate based off of certain things.
They're like, oh, these set of prizes for this game is always really worth around this much. So I know what those two prizes are. So that prize has to be about
somewhere that. Yeah, and he was always pretty fucking close. I mean, it's like an hour-long video, but it's well worth the watch. It's a little documentary on pretty much The Price is Right, and this guy that just was a freaking hot shot at The Price is Right.
He's friggin' right.
Yeah, he was right.
He sounds like the guy that was on what was it, Double Whammy, I think it was, or Whammy, or the show.
Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck, that's the one.
Yeah.
There's a guy, he memorized the pattern on that too, and there was a pattern on that, and if you press the button at the same time, you'd hit like you could pick if you knew where it was going to go, you could pick exactly what it would land on and never get a whammy. So he literally he played they had to cut the show off, and then he played for 2 episodes of the show because he's just like, okay. And they finally just like, no, you're fucking done. Just go home.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's my bit.
I like it.
Thanks.
Peter, do you have any volume? Peter, I can't hear you. Are you on mute? We can't hear Peter.
No, Peter's gone. I miss you, Peter. He
Well,
can't.
you-
Hey, I can hear
Hey,
you
I
now.
can hear you now.
Yeah, no, I wasn't muted. That wasn't a thing.
Weird.
We're just having
Did you-
that kind of a night, aren't we?
Did you have any comments
Yeah.
about it? About the Price is Right,
I
Peter?
love The Price is Right.
I love
No,
that show.
I heard the whole thing. Sounds great.
No, he started laughing, and I was like, wait, I can't hear him laughing. I see him laughing, but I can't. And that's when I realized.
I love that that's what cued you into me being muted, because I have a very quiet laugh to begin with. So it's like I could have been not making noise.
Yeah, but you have a very
Yeah,
loud
but-
face with your laugh.
But usually, I can at least hear some little the that right there, and I couldn't. There was nothing. Anyway,
Feels a little Scooby-Dooey.
I'm sorry, Peter. It's not actually
Shut
your turn. It's Zach's turn. But
Hey,
I wanted
it's
to
my
make
turn.
sure that we could hear you. So, Zach.
I got a short one this week too. I've been getting a lot of Halo information on my on all my feeds because I've been playing too much of that. But there's an amazing. I personally think it's amazing. It reminds me of just original Halo PC where people were just fucking around on the original silent cartographer level. Where it's with the full open world thing, because that's what this new Halo feels like. Is a little bit just a extra big version of that. Mm-hmm. So it's a video. A guy launches himself all the way across the map with a combination of grenades and physics and the grappling hook, and he takes out one of the high priority targets. Of the game, because there's a bunch of those that when you kill them you get their specialty weapon and stuff like that, but he's literally flying through the air at 1,000 miles an hour, looks over, shoots a rocket launcher, blows up the main guy, lands where he's supposed to land, and I don't know, the title of the video is Lore Accurate Master Chief, and that is definitely 100% something that sounds like you read it in the book, with him with Blue Squad. He's like, yep, Cortana tells him to aim exactly 53 degrees to the left, but also shoot it. He's shooting a sniper rifle at 10,000 feet in the air, and then it drops down and it kills some elite 10,000 miles away. And it's just some dumb shit that they always put in the books. They're like, wait, how did he make that fucking shot? You're like, don't question it. It's fucking amazing. Shut up. You're like, yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll give you that. He's like, he just didn't look, no looks behind him, throws a grenade backwards, but shoots it in the air and it blows up, and then also blows up the fuel depot that's over there. And like, all right, yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, it's just a great video, and it reminded me of old Halo games, just trying to basically break them to do fun, stupid shit. And I'm like, so now I'm gonna try this the next time I play.
So I've got a couple. First, I saw this story. So apparently there was a substitute teacher in Austin ISD that decided to bring a karaoke machine to class and just sing Britney Spears' Toxic, on repeat.
Just for the whole class.
And
She didn't even let the class sing with her.
it was a dude. And
He didn't even let the class sing with her.
And the kids were like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? And then it got reported down to the principal, so they were like, hey man, that's, you can't do that. You gotta follow the lesson plan or whatever. And then they were like, wait, where are your credentials? And so then apparently he left, and he tried to go to a different school in the same district, and be like, oh, do you have any vacancies? And it just became this whole thing of this guy who was just trying to basically he's trying to make TikToks where he goes to classrooms and sings Britney Spears and records reactions, and they're like, No.
Yeah, that seemed. Does he have any credentials?
He was technically in the system as a substitute teacher, yes. But
The feeling like is that he shouldn't have been.
next thing, do y'all remember Amy Jo Johnson?
The original Pink Power Ranger?
Yes.
Yeah, we all know Amy Jo Johnson.
So her and her boyfriend and one
Is
of
he
her
the Power Rangers too?
one of her good friends are actually working on a comic book for the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but them like all grown up, like in their like 40s and stuff.
Go. Why the fuck would I want that?
I mean, I don't.
They're not gonna still be Power Rangers that old.
Go Geriatric Rangers.
I thought it was
Go
cool.
midlife crisis.
Mighty
Well, I mean-
Morphin Geriatric Rangers.
If it's based on the current running continuity, they might still be Power Rangers.
I thought they were.
I'm not familiar. What's the current continuity?
So the comics rebooted a little while ago. So that, like it's currently ongoing, but Jason, Trini, and Zach did still leave, but they ended up getting different Power Ranger power sets because there's like a million different Power Ranger power sets now. So they still are. All of them are still powered. None of them. They never lose the Mighty Morphin stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That
also
that was
dumb.
just a change for the series to go from to the next set of like the Super Sentai
That's
stuff.
also dumb.
You're dumb.
I thought they were all just supposed to be teenagers with attitude who fight to save the world.
So,
I don't
in
want to
your
see a 40-year-old dude do that.
weekly,
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
in your weekly dose of Disney, I have a ridiculous
Hey.
story. So recently, the D23 Expo happened, and with D23, they released a video showing the Hyperion and a bunch of like the features
Is that
that
the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser?
yes, that are gonna
Oh
be.
my god!
Did you not know it was called the Hyperion?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, yeah, it's the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser called the Hyperion. So they showed a video, and it had Josh D'Amaro, who is currently the president of Parks and Resorts, going through and kind of showing, like, the lightsaber training and, like, the on the deck or on the bridge stuff. And so apparently a bunch of people got super pissed off because they were like, that looks stupid and ridiculous, and this is a lot of money for a dumb thing, and canceled their reservations.
And that's how you show Disney to step up their fucking game.
Yeah, they basically said that they didn't feel like it was on Disney level, and I'm like, I'm not sure exactly what you were expecting. I mean, the lightsaber training itself, I think looked pretty cool. Like you don't get to take it with you, but you do get like a lightsaber, and it's like an actual kind of like how in the movies and stuff there was that like ball that shoot the laser and you would practice. So it's kind of like that, except obviously the ball is like in the wall because they don't have like a floating thing. So I thought that looked pretty cool. There's like little secret passages and stuff, mostly for kids, but as an adult they are big enough for you to crawl through, that like you can explore and stuff. And like, I mean, I didn't think the bridge looked terrible. I mean, you're talking about they're trying to create an interactive experience on like a super high level that's never been done before. So they're not, I don't know what kind of technology they were expecting to be on this.
How much are they charging per ticket?
It's basically the cost of like a week stay for
$1,500 per person per night.
So you're telling me they can't spend the money to make a nice thing that's worth it for that price?
And that's the main thing, is that people are saying that like,
In
I don't think it's worth $3,000 per person for a 2-night stay. Then that's the only thing I'm allowed to do there.
Well, it's like $3,000 for like a family of 4.
No. It's
It's
2
not-
nights.
It's not $3,000 a person.
Oh, it's a lot.
I'm not saying it's not a lot, but it's not $3,000 per person. It's like $3,000 to $5,000 for a family, depending on the size of your family and the ages in that group.
Spending money is stupid.
But yeah, so I'll put, of course, all the links will be in the show notes. Inside the link about the story, somewhere in there is the link for the video, so you can go watch the whole Hyperion reveal. But again, like, I didn't think it looked terrible, but I also keep in mind that the whole point of it is like this is something that people are going to be using and touching, so they're not gonna put super high tech computers. Like, it is going to look a little more on what I would consider the cheesy side, just because, you're going to have a bunch of children running around and touching things and pushing buttons and pulling on stuff. So it's a lot more affordable to have to replace a little more low-tech stuff than super, super high-tech. Anyway. Peter, your turn, Peter.
Okay. I sorry, I don't know why I'm going last.
Because I rotate.
If y'all liked the old Batman Tim Burton movies,
yes.
But y'all really wanted to see the original third movie, not what was Batman Forever, but the one that Tim Burton actually did,
Yes.
they're doing that right now as an ongoing comic called Batman '89. It's following the designs of the characters are based on the original castings and everything. They're about 4 issues in right now of a 6-issue run. It's really fucking good. Y'all should definitely check that out. Yeah.
That sounds good. I'm interested. And with that, new 8-Bit Cats on Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, you can head over to our Patreon to support us. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, geek out, be fabulous, and have fun.
Try share it. Oh, my back.